Brookside Cloud and Connectivity Solutions is an Austin-based company since 2002 that helps people find the best path to the cloud for business communications and connectivity. With decades of experience with phone systems and video and contact centers, as well as the integration and connectivity, we're able to basically, as vendor agnostic brokers, we have access to all the major providers to be able to find the best solution to meet your particular needs. We work with all the major ones from 8x8 and Mitel to Microsoft Teams and Ring Central and Zoom. And we know all these products and where they fit and where they are and how well they work for your particular business. We also are able to help you find the best solution for connectivity, working with all the different carriers based upon your address to find, whatever solution is going to make sure that your users always have enough bandwidth to be able to operate within your business. So it's a single point. We can be a single point of contact from solution design and demos to contracts and implementation. We have lots of customers around, from Four Hands to Great Hills, even Texas Trucking, is RFX, St. Michael's, Hayes County, and the new Austin, FC Stadium. So what I really want to talk to you a little bit about today was Microsoft Teams. Because I understand that, that's something that your business is using. And so we want to try to make sure we understand how you're using it. So if you look at the history of it, it's been over years. It started with Mitel and it's worked its way from live communications to office communications to Link to Skype to Slack, where they almost bought Slack. And now today, Microsoft Teams is a very popular productivity tool, provides cloud-based chat, meetings, and collaboration. Now, most offices today, Pierre, from what I've seen, use Teams basically for internal communications, from voice calls and video meetings, chat, task management, and file storage. Anytime they need to make a call outside of their company, outside, they're basically using their desk phone. And that could be anything from Avaya to NEC to Cisco to ShoreTel, even Mitel. I mean, these are all products that people have on their desktop today, and they're using that to be able to make and receive voice calls outside of the network. So some of the customers have already actually moved to the cloud. So they may have something from one of the providers that provides them with Polycom phones, Yealink phones, or Cisco phones. But once again, these are solutions that today run completely independent of Teams. Now, 8x8 has a solution. It's pretty slick that integrates Teams and allows you to be able to do a lot of neat and interesting things and using Teams as the desktop. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you about today. 8x8 is kind of an all-in-one global company that does voice, chat, video, and contact centers, but it also integrates with things like Teams and Salesforce, Zendesk, G Suite, and Oracle. So it can provide you with things that you may not be able to get if you were to just voice-enable Teams through Microsoft. Things like Omnichannel Contact Center that allows everyone to contact you through email and chat, SMS, and social media integration. And then it uses AI and speech analytics to basically listen to and figure out what customer sentiment is, all these different features and capabilities that come with 8x8. It makes it a really nice solution that works well with Teams. So how does it work with Teams? Okay, so as I said, Microsoft Teams is out here running video meetings and chat and file storage and task management, and they got, on the desktop. So we do use something called Direct Connect to connect to 8x8, which now gives them the ability to have a calling plan that is enterprise voice quality, as well as, use the Polycom phones that come with it that are enable you to have that at the desktop if you're not using a soft phone. This actually gives a gateway to all the applications that they also provide, everything from CRM integration, speech analytics, and hardware and software IP phones or SIP phones, customer journey analytics, call recording, and everything for your remote users and your contact center agents if you have them. So the way it works is, with this Direct Connect, it's pretty slick. You basically, direct routing allows you to be able to use the Teams client to make and receive phone calls, as well as do your internal voice calls and video meetings and chat storage. So you're just adding voice to the solution. And technically, if you're going to use the soft phone, all you really need to do is add a headset. The users never leave Teams, and they're able to make and receive calls just like from one application, which is obviously easier with one login, one app, all devices, okay? And it's certified for Microsoft Teams. So we know it's all gonna work, okay? So the mobile app, basically, you just use as normal. As you can see, this is what the mobile app looks like. You've got a built-in soft phone that's probably not operating now, but would be able to. So you make and receive calls using that. When you click on it, a dial pad comes up, so you're able to make and receive calls, or click on any of your contacts and have them, be able to call. Now, it also has faxes that come in, and you've got the ability for SMS, texting, all these things from the app. And what comes up on the other end is your business numbers, okay? So it separates your business from your personal life. So 8x8 Voice for Teams allows users to communicate on a single communications platform using the Microsoft Teams client. That's pretty slick. So what you get with that is one global cloud-based solution for voice, video chat, and everything. And it's got geo-redundant data centers, 99% uptime, and a service level agreement with a financial commitment. So you know you're not going to have latency, which is obviously a problem with real-time communications for video and voice calls. So we make sure that you've got the enough bandwidth, and if you don't, we got the connectivity solutions to be able to make sure that we either use multiple carriers or technology like SD-WAN to be able to make sure that your users always have the ability to make and receive calls. Another big advantage is the fact that because they're all over the world, there are, packages, dialing packages that come with the ability to call free up to 47 different countries, which includes all the big ones, as you can tell, from India, China, United Kingdom, and any place you're pretty much going to want to call, I think, lots of countries with part of a package where it's free calling. So, I mean, that's kind of hard for some people to get their arms around. They're not used to calling those countries. So it also has 8x8 has their native contact center integration. So there's no need to get a separate contact center solution to be able to do omnichannel and AI and workforce management and robust analytics and everything, that you need to be able to manage your contact center and know what you're doing. I mean, the biggest thing I think we see today in today's millennial world is omnichannel contact center. So that omnichannel knows your identity across all the media channels and allows you to pivot between voice, chat, SMS, and social media. And that's huge. I mean, because at the end of the day, we want the customers to be able to choose the media that they want to communicate with us. And so that's what we do with Omnichannel Contact Center. So they can contact you from email, web chat, through your website, SMS, social media, and actually take voice calls. So with that comes supervisors and reports, just like you had in a regular call center, robust analytics, including speech analytics, and you've got AI, and then you've got call recording to be able to read those and know what's going on and find the calls that need the most, need the help, and be able to use call qualification and rate the calls, and then workforce management to make sure you got the right number of people. And then, of course, the big thing is social media, so that people come in from different social media channels, and we're able to track all that, as well as any mentions that may happen out there. So it works out really well for, the contact center, because this, once again, they're using Teams at the desktop. So it just unifies all your digital channels into one platform, so you deliver unified communication and customer experience regardless of the channel they contact you on. You've got everything you need. And then, of course, analytics comes with it. So you really know what's going on with everything, the customer journey. You've got quality management, speech analytics, so you can do keyword search, phrases, and look for things like that. I mean, AI will do all this work for you, but at the end of the day, it's going to give you speech and sentiment analysis from every call to make sure you understand the calling patterns and your customers' behavior, because if they're upset, it's going to bring those calls to your manager. So you don't have to listen to all the calls. It's a big difference with what they offer with what a lot of other people offer. So, basically there's real-time custom dashboards, and that allow you to get analytics on every customer and employee interaction. So, and where they stack up in the contact center space against some of the larger contact centers as service providers is they do provide everything. They have a full-blown UCaaS to go with CCaaS, which is, cloud-based voice and contact center in the same solution. They've got omni-channel with everything from chat, email, and SMS, and social, and then customer journey analytics. And then I think the biggest thing they do is they have no cost per minute for the most part. You got 4,000 minutes per agent, which should be more than what you need for your particular type of business. So integration is a big key. Okay. So when we start talking about integration of things like Salesforce, being able to have a Salesforce have a built-in soft phone that communicates, maybe it's with Teams, maybe sometimes the call center agent wants a Salesforce screen. We can do a combination of both, and we know how all this stuff works, so that when a call comes up, we can see what's going on. We can, play the recordings. We can record. You've got the ability to do some phone things, because that's an extension. Also, integration to Slack. Being able to look and work within the Slack and be able to do meetings and have everything track itself into the appropriate portion part of the application. There's Oracle NetSuite. Once again, we get screen pops, or we have the ability to have a bot come up in it to be able to use the Oracle NetSuite, just like it's right there. It helps the agents be able to manage the calls and know everything that's going on with the customer as soon as they pick up. And once again, it puts a soft phone within the application. So all this stuff is basically broken down into seat licenses, starting with an X2 going to an X8. So the X2 is where you start, that's going to be around $24. I mean, these are all list prices. And so depending on your size and promotions and all this is not what you would pay normally, but you get an idea of roughly what it is, going from an X2, which has got everything you need to be able to integrate Teams at the desktop, to an X8, which is a full-blown contact center agent that's got everything in the world on it, all the features, including outbound. Now, a lot of people use the soft phones, but some people still want hardware phones. And so the 8x8 solution will work with anything from Poly, Cisco, or Yealink. As long as it's a SIP phone, you can either purchase or rent the new SIP phones, or in some cases reuse the existing ones. So they've got, these are the latest Poly phones, that they have for the desktop, the 150, the 250, they got a 350 and a 450, and they all have color screens and the ability to, have buttons on them. The 450's got more buttons than the rest of them. And then they have new phones that have just come out that are really more Teams related, that have an Android touchscreen on there that automatically allows you to have everything going on with Teams at your desktop. This is a pretty slick phone. It's very expensive at this point because they're brand new. But at the end of the day, this is where it's kind of all going, to where you don't really need a handset, and you do everything within that device, or on your PC, or on your notebook, or any other device. So really what's happening too in the conference room, they're still the same Polycom phones. They're a little more modernized, and some have touch screens on them. You've got the new Cisco SIP phones. It's a preference thing. At the end of the day, they're all SIP phones, so it doesn't really matter which one you choose because they're all going to work the same when it comes to connecting to Microsoft Teams and to 8x8. And then of course, Yealink has got some pretty phones too. They're the most inexpensive solution, but they have really cool phones that have, color displays and things of that nature. So at the end of the day, why do you want to move your voice, chat, and video and all this stuff to the cloud? Well, I mean, there's several reasons. There's minimal upfront cost, and it pays for itself through savings when you compare it based upon the total cost per user. Reduces complexity, and we get rid of a lot of responsibility with IT for dealing with the phone system and anything hardware related. Consolidate collaboration tools, reduce the number of apps, logins, and passwords for the users in IT, and we integrate your key business apps like Teams and Salesforce and G Suite. We provide the best possible customer and agent experience with Omnichannel, AI, and analytics. Everything going on. You pay for what you need on a per user basis and always have the latest features and capabilities. And it meets all your business continuity and security goals with enterprise connectivity using fiber and SD-WAN. So Brookside truly finds you the best path to the cloud for voice, chat, video, and connectivity. So you also want to know, why would we want to look at 8x8? So one of the main reasons, it's an all-in-one communication solution so that you can work from anywhere with a single login. You've got your contact center in a cloud mixed together with your phone system in the cloud. So you have one solution at 8x8. It's enterprise grade, and it's truly got business continuity with AI and analytics and everything to make sure you have the best possible customer and agent experience. So a single login for everything is huge because a lot of companies are requiring, they have UCaaS and CCaaS separately. So you see a lot of that going on. And what you see when you start looking at the Gartner Magic Quadrant, they've got one on unified communications as a service. That's going to be your cloud-based phone system, and then contact center as a service. And as you can see, the only company that's in both of these Magic Quadrants is 8x8. So I mean, they've been there for, I guess, 8 years, almost 9 years in a row, and then in the contact center space, I believe, for almost 4 or 5 years in a row. So the big differences with 8x8 is it's the only provider that combines telephony and video and a contact center. It's integrated cross-platform team messaging and video to a single log-on app and works very well with Teams. Data analytics on every employee and customer interaction, speech analytics up and running in minutes with zero professional services required. One-click chat to go from voice to video is a breeze because it's all in one platform. That's huge. End-to-end encryption provides the highest level of security, so you know that your voice and video is safe over the internet, and you've got unlimited global calling, to 47 countries. And then one click to the subject matter to help you for support for everything: the voice, chat, video, and contact center, and integration to Teams. At mentions for real agent feedback and performance management, and consistently the lowest cost per user thanks to the no per minute charges that are normally required by contact center solutions in the cloud. So we are Brookside Cloud and Connectivity Solutions. Take a look at our website at www.brooksideus.com.